today I had a viewer request how my Sloppy Joe casserole had held up, because it's been over a year. I did that in March of 21, so about 14 months ago, and I thought, you know what, that's what I'm going to have for lunch today. So first of all, let me apologize for the background noise. I am running the freeze dryer right now. Normally I try to do my recording with the freeze dryer off, but this is just going to be a short one to see how this has held up over a year. On visual inspection, everything seems to have held together all right. Everything seems still vacuum sealed. So let's open it up. Right now my oven is preheating to 425. Alright, that's my external bag. 300cc O2 absorber. Feels a little bit grimy, so it did do some work in there. And this is my food saver type material plastic bag, and it seems to have held up very well inside, so that's good news. Let's open this sucker up. Okay, there's my other O2 absorber, and it is more solid than the previous, which you would expect because it had all the food in there. So let's see how it's held up. Now if I remember right, this is a piece of foil I put on the top. Yep. And this is my foil lid. And first thing I noticed is this, what used to be white paper, and it's now gray. So I don't know what that indicates. We'll just open her up and see. Okay. That's my tater tot casserole. I don't know why that turned gray, because you would think, well, maybe that's some oil in it or something, but there's a foil lining on the bottom of that, but it turned gray. Oh well. So my oven is preheating to 425. And let's get some water. Now, when I reviewed the video, I used 3.5 cups of water to rehydrate this, and I was happy with it, except for the potatoes on the top were a bit soft. But I like the texture of the meat and all that stuff, so I think we might go with that. Now I know over the year I have learned a lot, and I've learned that those potatoes, just by pouring water over them, will probably just about rehydrate right off the bat. So I'm just, as I pour this in, I'm just making sure all the potatoes get a bit of moisture on them. Then I'm filling the rest of it up with water. And 3.5 cups. If I dig around in there, that water is just almost getting ready to cover the feet that is underneath the tater tots. So let's put this foil on there. The compression of the vacuum has really made this foil not want to separate, but there you go. It seems to be doing it now. I want to smell this. I don't smell anything that would smell rancid. That's a good sign. I'm going to cover this up. And we're going to change the baking up a little bit. I am going to put that in the oven, preheated at 425, and I'm going to put it covered in the oven for 15 minutes. So I will see you in 15 minutes. Okay, that has been in the oven for 15 minutes at 425 degrees. And that is looking good. So, see what's happening. Yeah, the potatoes tots are very soft. They seem rehydrated. So I'm going to stick this back in the oven, uncovered, and I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes, but I'm probably going to check that at 20 minutes because I don't want to burn my tater tots. I'll see you in 20 or 30 minutes. Okay, so that has been another 30 minutes in the oven, uncovered. So my first observations on this is my cheese did not rehydrate enough to melt. And that is because I am sure that I removed the foil at 15 minutes, which didn't give that steam enough time to rehydrate that cheese. That's the downside. The good side is yeah, the tater tots are nice and crunchy. So let me readjust my camera and we'll scoop some of this out and do a take test. Okay. Let's see what it came out like. That is looking good. I just want to get a close-up of that for my thumbnail. And let's dig in, see what it tastes like. Steaming hot, just out of the oven. Oh yeah. Not even a hint of rancidity to that. That is delicious. The tater tots that are on the bottom are really moist. The hamburger rehydrated beautifully. And the top tater tots are chewy, stroke crispy. Yeah, I really like this. I only got one more left. I made 3 originally. I think I'm gonna have to make this again. I think you guys are gonna like this. I'm super happy with this. The great worry was the rancidity. Would it go rancid or not? And it did not. This is absolutely gorgeous. So I always like to end my videos with what would I do differently, how could I improve this a little bit. And see the cheese on the top? It's not crunchy, so you know there is some moisture to it, but it didn't melt. And if you're looking for that melted look, we would have to leave the foil on there and cook it a little bit longer with the, let it stain. Before we removed the foil and then browned up the tater tots. But if you do that, you risk having soggy tater tots on the top. So this is a great compromise, I think. This is good. I'm tickled to death with this one. So I'd like to thank my viewer who asked me to reconstitute one of these after a year. Actually 14, almost 15 months later. And I think you'll agree it held up well. Now don't forget, when you cook your hamburger, you do need to rinse that. Rinse it and drain it. That gets rid of a lot of fat. We weren't able to get rid of the oil in the tater tots, and I think that is why this turned gray from white. But the flavor is spot on. Since this was such a great success, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, like the idea of this, or if you tried it and liked it. I don't normally ask you to hit the subscribe button and all that stuff, and a lot of people do that. It is important, so maybe I suggest to you, if you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, and when you subscribe, there's a little bell off there, and if you ring that bell by clicking it, you'll get notified every time I put up a new video. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I am enjoying eating this Sloppy Joe casserole freeze-dried over a year ago. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.